Yeah, and so ever since learning that Jacob Wall was born in Los Angeles, I am fully in support of ending birthright citizenship.
Yeah, no, I would look. I don't want to be that guy, but like, there are plenty of people, especially political pundits, that I think we should retroactively. Some people are like down for euthanasia. I think we
I
should do
listen.
that, but accept deportation and like launch them somewhere else,
Going how far back
Yeah,
though?
as far back
yeah,
as we
we've
need to.
we've
Well,
well, we've
because
got like the Asian sensation here, and he was once a youth.
You
I don't know
what?
if he was in Asia, but how do you feel?
that's why I was curious of how far you guys are talking about going back. My family came to the U.S. Between World War One and World War Two, but they became legal citizens, and then obviously my mom was born here and I was born here,
Sure.
and so. But let's just talk
I'm.
about how far back.
Oh no,
Or
I'm
you're talking
thinking.
illegals that have kids here
No,
that by
no,
proxy.
no, no. I'm talking like Jacob Wall. As far as I'm aware, Jacob Wall is like a fucking ninth generation American. But I think we should renounce his citizenship and deport him. But I don't think we should just
Yeah,
deport him.
we need to send him back.
We need to send him back with a fucking catapult.
Trebuchet.
Trip
Straight to Garbage Island.
Trebuchet.
straight to garbage. And you know what? And thank God.
No, you got to drink after you clink.
Oh yeah. Thank God for JF Gariepe, because he gave us the great idea that all of the undesirables, we should just launch them onto the garbage island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
I realize that if you take a biography of Pol Pot and remove specific words, it can become an ad lib for just about anyone OANN supports. Fun.
Who's OA
NN.
NN? Who's that?
Oh, yeah. One American News Network. It's basically like if the Blaze had a slightly retarded cousin
Uh huh.
who still came from that same family with all the wealth and notoriety. That's basically OANN. Recently the president decided that what the fuck is happening?
That was me.
The Asian sensation was trying to type to the chat. There you go. You can
Sorry.
type. I'm sorry. Keep going. That looked
Sweet Jesus.
wonderful, though. That was great.
Yeah, no, apparently it was funny. I randomly caught a David Pakman show, which is not something I watch too often because he's kind of like, have you ever left toast in the toaster too long, but not because it burned, but because it perfectly toasted and then it just sat there and got cold and remained dry? It's kind of him. But yeah, he was talking about the fact that, like, I guess Trump decided recently that he's no longer besties with Fox because Shep Smith, lowest rated show, and now he's promoting One America News Network because
That's funny,
you
dude.
can yeah, you can trust a journalist when they have a flag and an eagle in their banner.
Right. Well, I mean, that's that. Listen, look. Okay. When I'm trying to find out objective news sources that I can trust, I look first and foremost for the Eagle. After that, I look for people who hire a bunch of illegal immigrants to do backbreaking work in their fucking garden, and then talk about how much they hate illegal immigrants. That, for me, that just spells America.
Who else is going to work the fields?
That's right.
I mean, come on. Really?
Yeah, that's right. Jesus, you picked that fucking cotton. I mean, you pull them weeds. You pull them weeds, Jesus.
Well, I've got it on good authority from an actual lawyer here in New Hampshire that you can go get jobs in things like Fields or Walmart and make like 40, 50K a year. So,
Damn.
listen, maybe we are overpaying these illegals. Maybe that's why they're invading our country, is to take all of those sweet 401k healthcare and dental plan laden cabbage picker jobs.
I think this is I think this is actually probably a fantastic idea. By the way, let's get the Asian in the room out of the way. No, this is my very good friend Mike. We've been friends for years and years, over 2 decades. He moved away a while ago, like an asshole. But he's here in town, and he only has a little bit of time. So I said, fucking come by the house, and we'll hang out a little. We'll hang out a little bit more tonight too. But he's been on some streams with me before. He's the Asian sensation. He's a great dude. So. Yeah,
well,
no.
I was on your 24-hour, about 8 to 12 hours of your 24-hour stream.
Oh, the charity stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
The one
yeah,
for the
I
science
forgot about
class.
that. Yeah. God, that was a
I've done a bunch of your videos with you. The makeup one was my favorite.
He was the one that helped me and Poison the Well destroy Dieter Lucum's channel forever. Look, okay. we ended up with electrical tape on our nipples.
Something like that.
Something like that, and just doing all sorts of really weird gay twink shit, so whatever. It's alright.
Yeah. You know, I mean, you can get channels strikes for that.
You can.
I know.
You can. I know you know. Nobody pulled their balls out, but I'm not gonna say I wasn't tempted.
Well, I just love too because like so the trash bag I had living with me had tape over her nipples. That got one channel strike. Me going nuts out on a different channel, nothing happened.
Yeah.
Double standards, YouTube. Is this patriarchy in action? I think so. My dangly bits, and keep in mind, I am well into my 30s, so they do dangle. They were on full display,
There's
but that
swag.
apparently is in that is yeah, and I think I grandfather clocked a little bit, you know, the swinging back and forth kind of jazz.
Hey,
Oh,
wait
I
till-
can't remember because
Wait till you
it
turn
wasn't as-
40.
I'm thinking, well, I mean, like, I have to presume everything I know about this because I can't remember it because apparently my nuts are a lot more memorable for other people than they are for me. But yeah, I did just turn 36, so I'm now further away from 20 than I am close to 40. So yeah, I'm just gonna start like marking off. I'm gonna get like tattoos of how low they hang on my inner thigh each year. On my birthday. It'd be, yeah, it's like, you know, it's like the reverse of marking your kid's like height on the door frame.
Well, think about it. It's like those guys that get that tattoo of the rooster around their ankle, you know, and they're like walk into a bar. Hey, I'll bet you a beer that my cock hangs lower than my knees.
Oh yeah.
You know, get a rooster with a noose on it.
Yeah.
My favorite. I mean, I
That's
don't know
pretty
why
good.
it reminded me, but I saw this video on Twitter. I think like a few days ago, and it was this dude's like, "What's your best pickup line?" He's like, "Oh yeah, you, come here. Girl comes over. He's like, "I made you come with one finger. Imagine what I could do with two."
That's pretty good.
Pretty fucking solid. That is solid copy.
Man.
You know, before my fiance, Jeff can attest to this. I didn't have to have a pickup line. I just get up, pick up a mic, and start singing.
That's true. That's very true. Not that it's a stereotype or anything, but Mike is an excellent singer.
Even being Asian.
How is that a stereotype?
Wait, is
It's
this
Because
not
Japan
stereotype.
created karaoke.
Japan created karaoke? But wait, is the stereotype that Japanese people don't sing well, or that they do sing well? I thought it was that they do sing well.
Well, they have the accent
Yeah.
most of the time, but in
That's-
Japanese, I guess if they're karaokeing in Japanese, they sound fine. But if they come over and karaoke and you know the good old US of A.
All by myself.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
See, you could have gone with like not, you know, and in defiance of stereotypes and in support of racial unity, Mike here is actually an excellent driver.
I am.
Well,
No, here we go. What's
Okay.
your opinion of
Do
Mike's
you
driving, Jeff?
do
Let's
you
get
jest
into
my
this.
driving?
I'll put it this way. You have always gotten me where we're going safely. You have never taken a risk that was unreasonable.
I don't drive like this.
No, you definitely don't. But I gotta be honest with you, homie. You drive
I got a lead foot.
like you're going like a bat out of fucking. You drive.
do.
You drive mean. It's fun. It's very fun.
I'm a combat trained driver.
I
you
know.
I mean,
You're a fucking Marine. Of course you are. Of course. So I'm like, yes, you are a very good driver. We have always arrived, not just safely, but in style
and thumping.
and thumping. But at times you do scare me a little bit. That's all I'll say.
Two of you riding along in like the Kia Sophia or whatever Mike might be owning or renting at the time.
No,
It's
I've
just
got a
like
Kia
someone cuts him
Soul.
off. Motherfucker,
You were-
Jeff, get on the 50. Wait,
You were half
God
there.
damn.
You were half there with the Kia. I've got a Kia Soul.
Ah.
But it's Jeff can attest. It's a rolling jukebox, and we thump. We thump our D'Ant word. We thump our Dirt Nasty. You know, and
we thump. Oh, we do.
Okay, I'm just because I can't remember it off the top of my head. But does anyone? What was that that car they were selling where it was giant hamsters dressed
the
like
Soul.
That was the Kia Soul?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought no.
It was
that
the
wasn't
Kia Soul.
Kia.
Yes.
No. It was
Yes,
not.
it
No,
was.
There
I guarantee
it
it.
was an entire.
It was the Kia Soul.
Let's see. Let's find out. Here, let's find out.
Yeah, they
Okay.
were all dressed like D'Ali G.
I will bet.
giant
I will
hamsters
bet you.
driving
I will bet you.
like that.
Well, that's not going to work because I don't have anything. I'm defying stereotypes too. Hi, poor Jew here.
So what happens if I drop a jar of pennies in front of you?
Oh shit.
I mean, it depends. Are we talking in my house? Because I'd kick you out and tell you to leave the pennies.
There we
then
go.
they'd sit on my floor for 6 weeks until I got sick of looking at them.
No, that was an
Then
old.
I'd chop them up in little bits.
But that was an old joke. You drop a jar of pennies in front of a Jew, they'll stop and count them.
Kind of like a. What was was it a vampire that had a counting thing?
What's the difference between a Jew and a Kia Soul? Kia Soul will stop on a dime, and a Jew will stop on a dime, and then pick it up, and then say, "Why are you driving a Kia?"
All right, hang on. I gotta send you the bicycle link. There we go.
Oh my God, it worked.
Were you playing the video?
It was the Kia?
It was totally
No.
Kia. It was totally Kia.
It was the Kia Soul, bro. I'm telling you.
God.
See, the hamster wheel.
Adult Swim car endorsement.
I'll be honest with you.
Whoosh. What the hell? No! Okay, I am seriously in some Bernstein Bears shit here. Because I remember it was a company that went defunct, too. But that's the car.
Well,
Okay.
I think there was
Yeah.
a couple of companies that did like
I'm just
parodies.
I'm
of
just
it.
an old man now.
Well, he did just have a birthday
Square?
yesterday.
Well,
Oh, good God.
all right.
I turned
I need
42
a
this year,
lawn
Jeff.
to start yelling at kids on.
It's the answer to everything. Let's do some catch up real quick. Anime Moon subscribed to tier 1. Thank you very much, Anime Moon. Lesser Saints of Discord rated. Thank you as always, my friends. Bar 2 resubscribed 13 months. Patriarchal point of privilege. I want to wish Nick a late happy birthday. Happy late birthday, buddy. Pinky's out for someone who made being unemployed an art and a lifestyle. Or unemployable an art and a lifestyle. Pinky's out for that.
Who's that?
Bar 2.
Oh, congratulations, Bartu. If you were in America, they'd tell you that you need to. Never mind.
Let's see. Anime Moon. It says, in case my sub idea doesn't work, my wife needs a bit of help, guys. Her wisdom teeth need to go. Our dental insurance is shit. Help me carve out my wife's face. I appreciate it. And he sent us this. That's some teeth. Here, I'll put it in the chat, and we'll also put it in the link as well.
It's hot in here.
Oh my
I
God,
know,
it was
I
Kia.
know.
Is Kia still a car
Sweating.
company, though? Are they still making cars?
Kia, I don't know if they're still making cars. I think they might have actually.
Yeah.
Didn't they get absorbed by somebody though?
No, they're still making cars.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I could have sworn.
They always
Shawarma?
struck me as the it was kind of like they were like the Saturn of the mid 2000s.
No, they're still making cars.
Anime Moon's
Yeah, unlike Saturn.
16 months fuckers now show everyone X-rays. Indeed. And one Canuck says, "Happy birthday, Nick. 40 plus ain't so bad. Also, your nutsack has haunted me since that stream." Look, listen. All right.
Let's
You know what?
stream.
Here's the
What
thing.
stream?
The one where you pulled your balls out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Here's the thing. As somebody who's been up close and personal with the wedding tackle, I don't want to hear you being tormented by Nick's genitals. Your eyes have not beheld what my eyes have. All right.
Yeah. The natural light when it reflects off of my junk, it's a lot different. It doesn't translate. You know, they say this screen like takes off a few inches. It's true.
It's offensive.
That's right.
Anyway,
This
it's
this
fine.
whole show is now dedicated to my genitals. Again.
It always was.
Well, Jeff's
You're
you've
welcome.
been up close and personal to my
You know, it's
not
weird.
not in the biblical sense, but you know, you've been up close and personal with
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. For some reason I am very well acquainted with way too many men's junk. I don't really have a punchline for that. That's just the truth.
Hey, but I'm
It's a rite of passage for being friends with Jeff. Is
You
eventually,
have to,
like,
you got to
if
show
it-
me your dick.
if it hasn't happened naturally or organically or by accident, Jeff will just kind of roll up and be like, "All right, drop trow. I need to see him. I don't know if I can trust you otherwise."
Yeah, right.
Those are pretty.
Well, yeah, and Jeff, you know, he can attest. I'm not your typical Asian below the belt.
I would agree. Look, can everybody just stop having me talk about everybody else's dick? All right, like, yes, you're both very blessed boys. All right, you're very blessed. Good for you.
Hey, for an Asian.
Yeah. Jesus was kind to the heathens,
Indeed.
unlike Jacob Wall. I'm
Jacob-
not saying Jacob Wall's got tiny genitals. I'm just saying Charlie Kirk has a tiny face, and there's bound to be a connection there.
She did find it. Yes. Yes. Oh my god. Fuck, dude.
Oh, by the way, quick update for those who were here during midweek. All of my reviews except one were rejected by Amazon, and the one that they accepted was me reviewing the Chinese flag by posting the Korean flag saying 1 sun is better than 5 stars.
Wow.
All right. That's not bad. All right. Do you have the bicycle open?
I do.
Okay.
Is this the commercial you were talking about?
This was the commercial I remembered, yeah, but this is not the car that I remembered. And Olive actually said she found.
This is what she just sent me.
Okay.
I mean, I don't mean to sound weird or anything, but like, this giant anthropomorphic, like, where are they at?
No, I'll say it for you, Jeff. This is how furries happen.
I feel like something's awakening
What?
inside of me.
Yeah, Kia Motors is singularly responsible for the existence of furries. Basically what we're saying. By the way, this episode of Midweek Late Night, not midweek, at the end of the week Late Night Saints, is brought to you by the Saturn View. You can get them for around $1,500. Maybe you can talk them down a little bit.
Dude,
Saturn View. It's for you.
Don't get a Saturn View. I had a Saturn View for like 3 years.
You did. I remember that.
God, what a piece of shit that fucking thing was. Oh my god.
I'm not going to say
Terrible.
nothing because I didn't have a car at that
I-
time, so.
Yeah.
I found well, I'm in desperate need of like a car because like if I'm going to continue doing the the dad thing I've been doing, I'm definitely going to need one. I found a Chevy Aveo for $300.
What's an Aveo?
It's
POS.
yeah. Yeah. It's like imagine you strapped a bit of sheet metal to the exterior of a go-kart,
Oh.
and then reduce the horsepower by 50%. That's
So a
about what
Saturn
you
V.
got.
Look it up.
But it's a
Chevy-
5-speed. It's a 5-speed.
Okay. Chevy Aveo. Okay.
Arrow. A-E-R-O.
Oh, Arrow. I thought you said Aveo. Oh, he did say
Was it Aveo?
You said
I thought you
Aveo.
said Aveo. The Aero van, I mean, they're just
No,
saying Aveo.
it might have been the Aveo. I don't know. It's a tiny little hatchback shitbox, and I think it's perfect for my lifestyle.
Well,
Yeah.
It says-
Yeah.
See, it would be great too, because if I drove that thing around, yeah, like the hatchback version of wrong handle of that blue one, of that one, yeah. the hatchback version of that, except it's like older and it's got a couple rust spots, but it does have an inspection sticker on it, and it's great because much like Ryan Johnson, I like to defy expectations, so that if somebody sees me driving in that, they'll say, "Wow, that was a bad divorce," and I'll say, "Ha ha, I was never married."
Well, does it run?
Not sure. It's from an auction.
Oh.
Ooh.
Well.
Also, I don't have $300 to spend on a Chevy Aveo, so we'll see.
I mean, the nice part about like going through a police auction is every now and then you get a car that when you really start digging through it, you might find something you could sell, maybe make your money back.
Yep.
You never know.
Oh, no, it's not a police auction.
Oh.
It's just, yeah, here in New Hampshire, we have just regular auto auctions, where, like, they've got, like, it's like green light and red light cars. Green light car means it runs. Red light car means hope you don't get outbid for something you really wanted. Because, like, the red light cars, they don't even look them over. They just buy them, and then they sell them, and they auction them
As
off.
is.
And they're like, oh, yeah, as is.
As is, yeah.
As
yeah.
is. It's a.
Does it start?
That's basically.
we
I
don't
need
know.
to go. Well, I need to actually. Another thing you missed on midweek too. I decided to go back to my reformed anime OK Cupid account,
Right.
and I decided to start writing messages. And
Alright.
I think I need to go back. I think I need to update my Tinder just with the profile bio to say sold as is.
That's probably a pretty good idea, actually. That's good. That's pretty good. Man, my Tinder bio is
I'm gonna
always
do that
been
right
such
now.
shit. Yeah, no, you should. This is a damn good idea.
Well, I love Tinder because it reaffirms everything I thought about women in this area, which is that they don't really want to date anybody. They just want men to let them think they're pretty.
Yeah, pretty
Which is
much.
fine. Oh, I love this. I tried to log in on my phone. It says, something went wrong. Please try again later. Like, yeah, something went very wrong. Why is this app still on my home screen?
Neo Gibbo says, love you guys. Welcome, Mike, friend of Jeff, owner of the Knowledge of Kia Hamsters. Ask the Lesser Saints about bacon-wrapped genitals and redhead butchers. Have a drink on me. Thanks, buddy. Grinding the Axe, thank you very much for the raid. Appreciate you. And then Larry Kubiak says, was thinking of stopping sending Midori songs as they're far from unanimously enjoyed. But then I remembered it's part of the fun, so here's a new song. Happy late birthday to Nick, and welcome Asian Sensation. Indeed.
Thanks, bud.
Where did I just put this? Yeah, here we go. All right, cool. There we go.
What would happen? Would wrapping Rocky Mountain oysters in bacon make them more palatable?
You don't like Rocky Mountain oysters to begin with?
Never had them.
Oh, really?
I've
Have
had
you?
them one time.
They're good.
Yeah.
They're really fucking good.
I've heard
man.
that.
They're delicious.
I mean, I'm the guy who-
Deceivably.
yeah, deceivably
Until
delicious.
until you find out what they are.
And then you're like, oh, God. Oh, no.
I wouldn't even give a shit at that point because, like, I'm the kind of guy who looks at, like, a big bin of, like, fried grubs in Thailand and says, they look like French fries. I'm hungry.
Sure.
Well, like me, I grew up in the South. I love fried chicken livers, gizzards, hearts, and all that. You know, I deep fry them myself, and
Well,
innards.
Everything is edible if you're brave enough.
Yeah.
true.
And this is the home of the brave.
Growing up, Asian, I've eaten fish eyes, and
Yeah, I don't know about the fish eyes, man. Like
I've eaten fish
They
eyes.
pop. Like it's a texture.
I like that. Sounds like it almost sounds like it's like a weird version of caviar.
a little bit.
It's very
it's different.
It's different. It's like, you know what it is? It's kind of a mixture because you get the very salty, fishy taste of caviar, but it's more of the consistency of like an oyster.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, well,
Because
I
it's
was-
juicy, and when you bite into
was-
it, it just
Yeah.
gives you that.
See, I like that. That sounds pretty good too. I was just thinking when you were saying fish eyes, the way they pop, because the fun thing about caviar, because by the way, this is a public service announcement. Every white person eats caviar, but it's great because like the eggs get in like the cracks of your teeth, and then an hour later, you'll just be like, caviar brine.
Hey, there was an egg. There's a spare egg right there.
Little
Yummy.
unborn fish babies. Yum, yum, yum. I've had
Think
caviar
Planned
exactly once.
Parenthood
Speaking
of the
of-
Atlantic Ocean.
Speaking of fish eggs, I think we're gonna go hit up some sushi tomorrow.
Oh, we doing sushi tomorrow?
Oh yeah.
You gotta get me before I go camping tomorrow. I'm going camping.
Oh,
I know.
2 to 4. 2 to 4.
We'll see. We'll talk about it. Oh yeah. So this is from Larry Kubiak. Some more Midori. Play. We get into like a lot of Japanese music actually on this show. Like a lot. Anything from like crazy punk to hardcore stuff that's very like System of a Down, like
Well,
Asian System of a
trying,
Down.
Yeah,
just trying to make his ethnic
I'm one of
feel
those
comfortable.
people that I watch wrestling.
Yeah.
Shinsuke Nakamura has a killer
Yes.
theme song,
Yes,
and
he does.
he got the Japanese band to come in because he didn't want the
It's okay. Daddy will buy you another one, honey. You just know what you need to do.
See, look, he's waiting for a big fat cock in his mouth.
Oh.
You know, that picture, that shot.
He just needed a...
Oh! He's like, put it in! Put it in!
What? I think that's him sitting on the bat and realizing he's been pursuing the wrong lifestyle.
Maybe.
You might be right.
Oh!
It's radical, solid metal octopus.
Fuck. Alright. I don't know about this, Neo Gibbo. You didn't sell it to me very well. What is this supposed to be? Oh, God. Do I have to? I mean, you did toss money at me. Fuck.
Listen,
Mickey, subscribe.
I left a whole section of the show blank because I thought we'd just save up Larry's stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, let's fill time.
Mickey Ficky, resubscribed 3 months in a row so far. Totally worth it. I adore you too. We adore you too. And also, Mickey Ficky, thank you for tossing us up to Daniel. We love you. So this is from Anime Moon. Or no, I'm sorry, not Anime Moon. It's from Neo Gibbo. Your anime music for today. Veracity, Myth.
Have you seen the new Pet Cemetery?
No, why would I
remake?
do that to myself?
I know, but I waited until it came out on Redbox. But the masks.
The
little
Redbox,
kids,
aka Pirate Bay.
Yeah, but the little kids wear masks of little animals, and that's what that little girl reminded me of. The one that was wearing the bunny mask. It reminded me of...
Bunny mask.
It reminded me of the new Pet Cemetery. Have you seen it, Jeff?
Oh, listen, no.
The remake?
Did you like that?
I didn't say I liked it. I said I watched it.
Well, see, bunny masks just remind me of those good old Sunday nights when I was 28. It's the creepy hands coming around the tree that get me, because I'm just like, that's not the proper way to give an HJ.
Yeah. But keep watching, Jeff. The little bunny mask. The little kids in the movie wore creature
I know
masks.
some chicks who need bunny masks.
What's that?
I was just saying, like, listen, I've known some girls who could use a bunny mask when they were in my house.
Hey, when you ain't got a bunny mask, you always got a paper bag.
That's
Not
the thing
always.
too, is like you can't get HIV probable from a bunny person, as far as I'm aware.
I don't know.
Avril Ravine.
So, speaking of HIV probable, because of, like, I don't know if you guys have been having the same experience on Twitter that I've been having lately, but I'm just waiting for, like, a very relevant Lifetime commercial to come on and be like, Dad, the test results came back. I've tested positive for FIV. HIV, that's awful. No, Dad. FIV. Have you noticed there's an exceeding amount of bestiality, like, on Twitter lately?
Dude, you're just catching up now. Listen, there have been dog fucker chicks on Twitter for a fucking while.
Look, I wasn't looking. And my eyes were closed.
You don't have to look. That's the thing. You don't have to look for it. It's the same thing when you catch these, like, map people. It's the same shit. Fucking, this is why I'm like ready to nuke my Twitter and just start again fresh. I want to Thanos my fucking Twitter life to make it pure again and just follow things that don't involve me getting, bombarded by anime accounts who are, who are like, they're pedophiles trying to rape puppies. It's like, are you new here?
So who's Whitney, Wisconsin?
Oh, fuck. Okay. All right, hang on. We'll get back to the song in a second. God damn it.
Somebody brought up Whitney, Wisconsin.
Yeah, somebody brought up Whitney, Wisconsin. God fucking damn it. All right, so here's the deal. There's a girl. Her name is Whitney, Wisconsin.
Okay.
Now, a few years back, Whitney, Wisconsin made quite a name for herself by talking about how she likes to fuck dogs. And everybody's like, oh, ha, 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 yeah, you like to fuck dogs. She's like,
She
no,
posted
no.
videos.
Hang on, don't get ahead of yourself. So, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's funny, ha, ha. And then she made a video, she's like, well, these are the dogs that are good for fucking, and these are the dogs that are good for licking. And rated them, and I'm like, ah ha ha, guys, this is pretty funny. It's hilarious, right? Okay, cool. And then she recently came back, and I made this very loud post being like, look, everybody who's getting upset about Whitney, Wisconsin, she's a troll. She's a fucking troll, and all you people being like, oh, it's fucking gross shit, you're fucking a dog. Well, you're more cringy than she is because you're falling for the troll. And then I went and I looked it up. And I found the Doberman, no, it's a fucking, what are the wiener dogs called?
Dachshunds.
The Dachshund video. And that, God bless that little guy. He's trying to get nutrition out of that thing. It ain't working, but he's trying. And the camera pans up, and she looks all happy in the camera, like, hey y'all, that's my best friend. And then I realized, it's not a troll.
She's for real.
It's not a joke.
Jeff, can I remind you of something?
It's real.
You were featured on Dr. Phil because you were trying to debunk and oppose a woman who was trying to convince people to drink cabbage salt water.
Yes.
To regrow limbs.
Yes.
And you find a chick on the internet who says, I love to fuck dogs, and you're like, this can't be real.
Listen. That's exactly what happened.
I'd like to think you'd learn your lesson, but
I
doubt you have.
You would think I had. You would think I had learned my lesson, and that I would have known over a year ago when I watched Elvis Alien's video that I actually knew that she was legitimately for real. But apparently, I did not learn my lesson, and made a very public statement, which then later was hilarious when I then made another public statement that it was in fact real. But life goes on, and we learn all sorts of interesting stuff. As long as we're having fun along the way.
You know what's funny is that when I was growing up in high school back in North Carolina.
Yep.
That's
there was a
fun
guy.
way to start a story.
Yeah, exactly. There was a guy that I knew.
To dog fucking. Please go on.
It is. We worked at the commissary, and he worked in the meat department where my stepmom worked.
Ooh.
And he was teaching me how to cut meat properly and stuff with the bandsaw.
Okay.
And was telling me about this girlfriend he had, and he went to her house one day. She knocked on the door. She wouldn't answer the front door, so he walked around back to her sliding glass door, and she's on the couch, spread eagle, letting her dog just go to town.
Banging or licking?
Banging.
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 What kind of dog?
He didn't tell me what kind of dog.
It wasn't that. It wasn't that.
Hang on a second. I have two questions I need answered. First off, what year was this? Second off, how old is Laura Loomer?
You.
For me, this was when I was 17, so 25 years ago. So 1994.
94. Laura Loomer's probably about my age. She would have been like 12 or so. Probably not her.
This was 94.
See, I miss the good old days when it was just like Tijuana donkey shows, and then like 30 years later we get Ann Coulter.
Right. There was so a million years ago, I was friends with this total douchebag. Oh, America. I was friends with this total douchebag. We called him Bird Dick. That's just what we called him.
Do I know the person?
Yeah, you know this guy, because his last name kind of sounds a little bit like Bird Dick. A real scumlord. I know you met him. I don't know if you, like, knew him like I knew him. But anyway. So this fucking guy, just a fucking gross human being. He had this girlfriend. Her name was Sam. Real unfortunate looking dumpy ass bitch. Real fucking gross chick, right? Well, I got, like, anytime we get pretty drunk, Bird Dick would come out and be like, "Hey, Jeffy, you wanna help me fuck this shit out of my girlfriend?" I'm like, "Nah, Bird Dick, that's all right." I didn't say Bird Dick. I called him by his name. I was nice. I'm a nice guy.
For the most part.
Dude, I don't want to fuck your girlfriend, but, whatever. So one night, he's particularly fucking trashed, and he's like, "Hey, man, like, she's a freak, dude. She'll do anything." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah? What do you mean she'll do anything?" He's like, "I don't know, I tie her up with, like, chains and shit. I, like, fuck her in the ass, do all sorts of crazy shit. Like, dude, I've got, like, 4 gigabytes worth of footage of her fucking a dog." And I'm like, wait, hang on. Pump the brakes for a second.
Was it in 4K?
Yeah, this is a while.
Please.
No. This is a while ago. This is like shoe on head quality video. Okay? Like 480p, bad 480p, filmed with a webcam.
It was good back in the day.
I mean, well, sure. But that's a lot. That's a lot of shady bestiality porn.
Yeah.
Right?
4 gigs.
Anyway, yeah, no, that's a lot.
Jesus.
Dude. Bro, that's so much. That is so much. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, well, you're going to have to describe this. He's like, well, she fucked this Great Dane, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you are fucking with me. No way. And he's like, no, I'm serious. And you know what? I believe that guy.
And he stayed with her.
Oh, he did, of course. No, like, he set it up. And I stopped hanging out with him when people were like, yeah, no, so-and-so's coming and so-and-so's coming and Bird Dick's coming. I'm like, I'm not showing up, dude. No.
You're like, oh, he's coming, I'm leaving.
That dude has his girlfriend and fuck dogs. I don't want anything to do with that guy. But here's the kicker, and this is what's really funny. So years pass. Bird Dick's long gone now, and Bird Dick's off doing whatever Bird Dick does. Hopefully he's in jail. He's a weird guy. I have a friend, another friend. We'll call him Brother Saul. Brother Saul. You know Brother Saul. His name is not Brother Saul. But Brother Saul is a bit of a sex freak. Brother Saul I haven't seen in a while, and he shows up one night, and he's like, "Hey, how's it going, buddy?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm doing good. I got this new girlfriend." I'm like, "Oh, yeah?" "Yeah, dude, she lets me do fucking anything. She's crazy." "Oh, yeah? What do you mean?" "Well, this one time I wrapped a chain around my dick, and I fucked her in the asshole." "Wow, Brother Saul, that sounds fucking amazing. I am very curious to meet this person." She shows up to the party. It's the dog fucker. No joke. It's a true story.
So what you're saying is that Wisconsin Whitney there traumatized you because you have a long history of running afoul of dog fuckers.
No, only one dog fucker that has apparently haunted my life for like 10 years because she keeps fucking people I know.
Well, here's an interesting question that just sprang to mind. Why is it that we get, like, within the period of 2 months, we get the Shane Dawson, what was he, like, licking his cat's cooch or something?
Oh yeah, Shane Dawson eating.
Yeah,
eating
there's that,
kitty pussy,
and then there's that, and then there's that other YouTube thought, who's like, "Oh, I'm so great with my Doberman," fucking piece of shit, and. Now we get
Did you hear about that?
Whitney, Wisconsin. It's almost like, I swear to Christ, you know what? I'm going to go full fucking Paul Joseph Watson, except sexier here. It's a fucking leftist conspiracy. Trying to make you think the internet is full of predators selling you brain pills and fucking animals. The two are mutually exclusive. Don't ask me any questions. Yeah.
I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. It's wild. It's very wild.
I see this shit when I saw the story of that chick who was like spitting on her fucking Doberman and shit. Like, you look at her, right? And she is that fucking that standard cliche cow-eyed selfie addict that we seem to fucking celebrate endlessly in this fucking culture and elevate to points of like absurd celebrity.
Isn't that
And then
most
we all
teens
run-
nowadays?
Yeah.
Well, no, what I really hate though is everybody blames like the media for being shit, and everybody forgets that the thing that made the media shit was the fact that it's a competitive commercial market, meaning it has to actually market to the masses, and without the masses, these fucking people would just be obscure retards working at a Krispy Kreme.
Okay.
But
okay.
no.
Okay.
Hey, at least they're at a Krispy Kreme and not a McDonald's.
That's
I've
at
been
least
mixing
one
it up
step
lately.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
That's at least one
usually I call. Yeah, I
Taco
used
Bell.
to call them Goodwill. I used to call them Goodwill employees,
Oh.
but
Okay.
Here's okay.
Yeah.
You know what?
And
I'm gonna say what I probably shouldn't say because everybody's everybody's got a very
When do
strong
you
opinion.
not?
I know.
Come on.
Everybody's got a very strong opinion about the dog abuser chick. I didn't actually see her abuse her dog. I'm gonna say so. There's this video. There's a video of this girl, and she's trying to record this thing with her dog, and in it, you see her get a little grumpy. There is one time where she kind of smacks it, but it's a big fucking dog. They don't really feel that much. That one's the most questionable one. But another one where it seems like she tackles on it and hear what sounds like she spits on the dog, and then another one where she just shoves the dog because he gets up in her face.
What about the one where the guy... Did you see the one that the guy posted? Somebody posted where the guy was beating the dog with a bat?
Oh yeah. Oh no.
Oh,
that's
that
fucked
pissed
up.
me off.
That's fucked up.
That pissed
That
me
is
off
fucked up.
bad.
That is 100% fucked up. So the thing that I've been getting kind of irritated about with this video that's going around is people are like, well, she's abusing the dog. I disagree. For one, people are like,
she's being shitty with it.
Yeah, she's just being shitty with it. She's not abusing the dog. She's just being shitty with it. Yeah. There's people who are like, she spit on the dog. Here's the problem. So what? She spit on a dog. Oh my god! Stop the fucking press it. What does that do?
Yeah, I don't know.
Does the dog know what disrespect feels
Did she
like?
make the dog bleed by spitting on it?
Does she have razor spit?
Yeah.
Well,
Acid spit?
well, I mean, and in fairness too, if you spit on a dog, the likelihood, like the most likely outcome of that is the dog being slightly confused as to what happened for a moment, and then just being like, "What's that taste like?"
He just licks it
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, hey, that tastes like your mouth. Hello, hi. I mean, I don't understand the whole cancel thing. The whole cancel thing about it, I think, is ridiculous. Now, is there reason to be kind of cautious and kind of concerned because that one smack that she did lay on it, I think she did a little too casually.
But like,
well, like it jumps up and she clocks it like right here, just like get
okay.
down. But it's also it's a Doberman. It's a powerful dog.
Maybe my issue here really is more though the fact that like like her being shitty to a dog like that, and I'll even go the extra mile and say like she probably fucking adores that thing.
Oh well, yeah, I would like to think that she does. I hope so.
No, I'd like to think she does, and I got no reason otherwise to believe she doesn't. What just fucking really gets under my fucking skin is like seeing like especially the the cam girl shot that is her fucking avatar. I went to the channel, I looked at what it fucking what it is she does. It's fucking stupid.
Right,
it's like
right,
dangling keys in front of a fucking baby, except the people who are watching it are supposedly literate. Right. This shit makes me want to blow my fucking brains out. These are the fucking celebrities. These are the big influencers of our modern age. Granted, they say, oh, well, it's just young people who are going for it. You know what? If they're going for this shit now, how stupid is the shit that they go for later? Because the same people who grew up watching reality TV, yeah, they're voting now.
Right. Well, I mean, like,
just someone fucking kill me already. I'm so over this shit.
I get some people, like, there's some people who are like, they're pissed because it seems like she's kind of fake as fuck about her dog. Yeah, I get that. I totally get that. I mean, we don't really know for sure. But also, we don't know the finer aspect of their relationship. It's just on the case-by-case example of what we saw in that. Do I think that she abuses that dog? I don't think anything we saw was abuse. I think one was getting pretty close, and that means that she should probably re-examine like how she approaches her dog and like her emotional state with the dog for sure. But like this cancel culture of like she needs to have her dog taken away. Nah, dude, no. Everybody,
Yeah.
questionable. Yes.
She shouldn't be.
Confirmed. Absolutely not. You know.
Yeah. She shouldn't be canceled
witch hunt.
because of those clips. She should be canceled because she's a vapid waste of air that contributes nothing to society. That's what I'm saying.
Well, it's
like getting upset about it's like you get upset at Jake Paul for like oh my god, he disrespected somebody's seeing eye dog. Oh my god, like that's what you're upset about.
So you want to look at this thing.
So I just pulled something up for Jeff. Okay. This was a commercial that they aired in Britain. Okay. And this just shows you that their thought process and what they think is okay over there. I think I showed this to you at one point.
Yeah, a while back, I think.
Well, and that's and hold on, pause it for a second. That is one of the top soccer companies in the world.
That's so fucked up, dude.
Umbro.
Well,
Umbro.
Keep in mind,
come on.
Britain is increasingly Muslim, and they don't like dogs in Muslim Britain.
That's fucked up, dude.
But think about it. That is one of, if not the largest soccer producing, clothes, balls, everything in the world. Yeah. And they're promoting animal abuse.
There was one with babies? Wait. Is there one with babies? I gotta look this up now. Hang on.
Yeah, well, I mean, here's the thing to keep in mind about British media, too, because it's mostly state-controlled, is that it is actually in Britain, in the UK, it is genuinely a sort of like, if you're on the inside track, you can get away with anything sort of thing. Because, I mean, my friend Dr. Random Rickham, like he's a teeth gnashing MRA. Sure, his political views are not politically correct, but like his comedy or Dankula's stupid hug joke got him arrested. Meanwhile, Jimmy Carr, who is one of my favorite fucking comedians, can make the best rape jokes you have ever heard.
Sure.
And he's a national treasure.
I can see that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Thank you, Larry. Appreciate you.
We were looking for it, but
yeah.
No, that's fine. She was saving the baby.
And the baby's fine.
And the baby's fine, see? As we all know, French babies are all made out of rubber.
I will be right back. I gotta go get dressed.
Yeah, go for it.
I was supposed to be over at the house at 7.
Oh. Okay.
So I'm gonna go get dressed real quick, and I'll be back and show everybody that
you're so dapper, and then you'll fuck off for a little bit.
I can, dress, look good. So I'll be back.
See, it's fine though.
Some more.
Oh, this one. I remember this one.
If there's anything to drink, S&M's. She might be able to grab something for me.
I have coconut rum, tequila.
What?
Crown in the car.
What? Fuck, dude. You know what?
You said you were off of the rum kick, so that's why
I'm off the rum. I am, but you know what? I'm feeling a bit spicy today.
A little coconut rum?
No, I want a little bit of tequila. A little bit of tequila.
I'll be back.
Fuck, dude. This guy's gonna be the fucking death of me. All right. Anyway, let's watch this. What the fuck is wrong with Europe?
No, it's not Europe. It's the UK. The UK is no longer part of Europe, as you know. Well, they won't be soon. Eventually, at some point, maybe. Who knows?
What the? Oh my god, dude.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Given my promos, I can't really talk too much shit. I'm sure the cat was unharmed.
Mickey Figgy says, Trout and I are going to see the new Tarantino movie tonight. Have you guys seen it? No, I really want to. I'm looking forward to it. Also says, among the dog fucker community, I have only you two saints to trust when it comes to informing us who to avoid on Twitter. Always grateful for the public service announcement. Well, I'm so happy that we can be of service. Oh my fucking god, dude. Oh, why is everything so terrible right now? Oh my god. Why don't we...
No, we managed to go a whole hour without even doing news.
We did. That's not bad. Or talking about Dune or Star Trek. Although there was something that happened recently with Dune, but I can't remember what it is.
You know, it was funny in the last season of Scrubs, the one that... Oh.
This is very important.
I was just going to say in the last season of Scrubs, the guy who played Neelix actually played a hopeless drunk. And it was funny hearing his voice come out of a human face.
That's got to be pretty weird. Ethan Phillips?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's Ethan Phillips. Yeah. Well, I mean, I saw him in a bunch of different shows before I saw Voyager. And I've seen him since Voyager, and it is very strange. It's very off-putting when you're like, Neelix?
Jarring.
Yeah, it's jarring. No, I remember why I thought about Dune. I thought about Dune because I'm going to record an episode of Movies with Lowres about Dune, the movie, and that reminded me that you just did an episode of Movies with him talking about... which one did you guys talk about?
Casualties of War.
Casualties of War. That's right. Yes, Casualties of War.
Which was and I remember saying it when I was talking to him because I hadn't seen it since I want to say like early 2000s on cable.
Right.
It's not the most memorable movie out there, but when you're reminded that it exists and you go to watch it, it punches you in the goddamn face a whole bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That movie, that's not a nice movie.
It's not a nice movie, but it is. I mean, and the thing is, it's nice because it's Brian De Palma, and it's it's beautifully done, but it's not a beautiful movie.
No.
And one of the problems I actually said, and this is a little like preview of the conversation, if you go out and you should go and listen to Low Res's podcasts because the conversations are fucking great.
No, they are. They really are.
Yeah. One of the most underrated people on the internet, honestly. And one of the things I pointed out, like I didn't even point out, I just kind of came to thinking about with him, and I think you might agree with this. Part of the reason that it's such a forgettable movie is like even in terms of like color tone and light, it's trying to be so Vietnam movie,
right?
That it doesn't stand out. It doesn't. I mean, I can't even like it tried to have the scene where the girl gets killed on the bridge. They tried to basically paint. De Palma tried to make that his Willem Dafoe, arms in the air, getting shot up by VC thing. And it just didn't land because it just looked like a gruesome murder, which is what it was, and it hit you because of that. And then you think the movie's over, and then like there's an entire like third act that you didn't really see coming.
Right. I mean, like I think you're right. I think the fucking I think the bridge murder, because that is like the defining moment for Casualties of War. It honestly is. That's the scene that most people remember. Like most people don't even remember that fucking Michael J. Fox is in a war movie. It doesn't even fucking come up. They just
or that and nobody. Here's the funny thing too is when you see the supporting cast, you see John C. Reilly show up, and you're like, "Fuck, John C. Reilly." Then you see John Leguizamo show up, and you're like, "John Leguizamo,
Ving
how old are you?"
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, and Ving Rhames honestly was the worst part of the movie for me.
He wasn't good. He was
Let me tell you how you chew on scenery, okay? I will
Yeah.
tell you about how you can drag every line of dialogue out that you possibly can.
Mm-hmm. It is pretty bad. But
Yeah, but the movie itself is brilliant.
no, it's
It's Brian
absolutely
De Palma.
it's an unsung brilliant movie that otherwise gets overshadowed by things like Platoon, by things like Apocalypse Now. I think as far as this is
I
80s, right? 80 89.
yeah yeah.
As far as like the 80s to early 90s era Vietnam movies, I think this one is probably the most unabashedly realistic with no fucking breaks. It's a really, really brutal
It's
film.
yeah, it's a brutal film. I don't know if I'd go realistic in terms of because like and that was the thing is the thing a lot of people don't realize when it comes to like this movie is
Hmm.
that they think of it as a Vietnam movie.
Sure.
And yeah, it's a Vietnam War movie, but it's not about the war.
Okay.
It's about the characters, the soldiers characters in the war and really a singular incident. That's what
Right.
it's all about. It's not like Platoon is about how bad Vietnam was.
Sure.
Apocalypse Now was
The existential horror
s-
and the cost of war on the mental psyche, etc.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Full Metal Jacket was basically just a movie about boot camp that had to fill up an entire second half of a movie.
And that second half sucked. It sucked. But the first half was so good, it
Yeah,
actually made a really good movie. So,
yeah. And the problem was,
uh,
if I'm not mistaken, too, I think Apocalypse Now was no, not Apocalypse Now. I think Full Metal Jacket was one of those two. Was either made during the Vietnam War, effectively, or just shortly after that really framing a real picture of it was difficult to do. And one of the fucked up things about it is that if you want to make a movie about war now, because you notice we're not seeing any movies about, we're not really seeing much in the way of movies about atrocities coming out of Afghanistan, about
no,
like what
yeah,
the
yeah.
actual horrors of war in Iraq are like.
Sure.
That's because if you want to make a war movie with real military equipment and use footage of real military shit, you need to get DOD, Department of Defense, clearance to do that, and then they effectively become a new censor because the DOD, especially after 9/11, they will not allow a movie which portrays war as being anything other than glorious soldiers fighting for liberty to happen if they're going to give
It
their
takes a while, yeah,
okay.
before you can actually like unabashedly speak your mind about something like a war. Uh, Full Metal Jacket does bring me to something that is kind of a hot take. I don't know how people will necessarily take it. Um, I think Stanley Kubrick is incredibly overrated.
Well, you can think that now easily because I mean, like he set so many standards that so many great filmmakers we love now have tried to live up to.
Sure.
But I mean, these days, yeah, I mean, if you look at what he did, you can see it like, like, oh, well, yeah, of course, that's kind of obvious.
Hmm.
That's an easy trick to fuck with your audience. But back then, I mean, think about the era of movies Kubrick was coming into and coming out of.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same reason like we can look at that film, Casualties of War, and say this kind of marks De Palma's kind of like the sort of end, like his peak, like not even the peak. It's sort of like the beginning of his downward action in his
Sure.
story.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'll put it this
I
way.
mean,
Okay. And the thing that's really interesting about Kubrick is that Kubrick was actually working for something like, oh fuck, man, at least like over a decade before anybody knew who the fuck he was. He made a bunch of movies before Doctor Strangelove, and Doctor Strangelove is a good movie. Hey. Doctor Strangelove is a great fucking movie. Or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb.
See, I'm quick at changing.
And A Clockwork Orange is fucking amazing. It's an amazing movie. I love Clockwork Orange.
Hell yeah, Stanley Kubrick.
The rest of them are all boring and usually are pretty shitty, except I will say that I have mad respect for 2001: A Space Odyssey and The Shining because they are masterfully done, incredible films. But as far as a film that's made to be enjoyed, I find them really dull. Really, really, really dull.
Well, that's the old trick to it, though. I mean, like, I mean, you come out the gate, right? Here's a good comparison. Consider the new Tool album coming out, right? The biggest criticism I've heard of the tracks that have been released is like, hey, yeah, it's cool. It sounds like the Tool I remember. Yeah. So, yeah, well, when you take when you take an artist or when you take an artist of any kind or a group of any kind, who break new ground in some way, either they divert from that and they go into try and break new ground, which is exceptionally difficult to do. And they're told, man, you suck. You changed. You lost the plot. You're not what I remember.
Sure.
And the opposite is if they do that same thing that you loved and define their style, then you're just, oh, man, you're just doing the same old shit, man.
Yeah, man. Like, why don't you try and innovate, man? I get it. It's just there's a fine line between a movie that's brilliant and a movie that is entertaining. You can have a brilliant movie that is not entertaining. There's a lot of those. A whole lot of those. You can have a movie that's really entertaining but not fucking brilliant. There's even more of those. But to have both is very, very difficult. And as much as people want to say that Stanley Kubrick was always both, he wasn't. I think that Clockwork Orange and Doctor Strangelove are pretty much the only ones that he hit perfectly. The Shining is a masterpiece, but you have to commit to watch The Shining. You really do. And anybody who says, no, it's just perfect all around, you lying asshole. You're a lying asshole. The Shining is a hard movie to watch.
And it's got to be the Jack
We know
Nicholson
funny.
one,
Oh, yeah.
not that stupid-ass remake with the guy from Wings.
Oh, no.
Well, it's funny because I can find context being a thing too, because first time I ever watched Eyes Wide Shut,
Yeah.
I thought it was shit.
It was shit. It's still shit. It's bad.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe like the second time I watched it with a girlfriend that I'd moved in with after we got back together after we split up because she was cheating on me. My bad. And watching Eyes Wide Shut with that girl in that context was it just lingered with me. It gave me a lot to think about.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
Full Metal Jacket is still one of my favorites.
The first half is good. The second half is shit, though, so it's disqualified. Yeah. Kubrick did Spartacus? What the fuck?
The original.
Wow, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Oh my God, Jeff needs to reevaluate his position on things.
Yeah, no, I got to reevaluate my position on Kubrick now because Spartacus is an incredible movie.
It is.
It is a really,
Well,
really good movie. Wow.
Well, that's maybe here's a more fair thing to say then. You take Stanley Kubrick, you look at the arc of his career, right? And there is an obvious peak you can find. And it was the same kind of thing with Brian De Palma. And when we look at Casualties of War, which was a great movie, never made a splash, didn't get any Oscar nods, even though the worst part about that whole film was Michael J. Fox's whole "we got to be better than this, man" speech.
Oh, yeah,
which they even framed it. They even framed it so you could tell it's like, this is the Oscar bait. And no, I mean, like Stanley Kubrick, I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you're as an artist, to create pieces of work that people love and to continually do that time and time again over the course of a long career, with a market that is constantly changing, kind of getting back to the fact that new media is now celebrating vapid whores and dipshit dude bros. That's your media market now. Yeah, I mean, can we really expect great artists to like last the entirety of their lives creating things which are consistently of the caliber of the shit that we love them for?
Larry was saying that Kubrick renounced Spartacus because Kirk Douglas took over. Huh. Hmm. Okay. Well, that's interesting. I don't know. I mean, Kirk Douglas is Kirk Douglas, but still, like that makes it's weird to me. And I'm sorry, like I get it. He liked 2000. He did 2001, but I don't think that necessarily qualifies Kubrick as automatically a legend.
No, it was a good movie, but
yeah, I don't know, man.
I enjoyed it for the
Yeah.
time that it was put out.
Oh, it was brilliant.
Yeah,
It's brilliant. It's a magnificent movie. It's a fantastic film, incredible film to watch
Again,
once.
the question we come back to is, does it what holds up?
It does not hold up. No.
Yeah, I mean, that's
It holds
well,
up
that's
to,
the
it
question.
holds up
Like,
for the first time you watch it, but like it's not good to watch it a second time. It's boring. It's awful.
yeah, yeah. I mean, and you think about like think about movies that even come out now, because I mean, like most movies that come out now are trash. They are recycled trash.
well, yeah, they're all
that-
remakes.
They're remakes or they're fucking superhero franchises, and like our standard for what qualifies as a good movie these days is pretty fucking low.
You know what? I actually saw one a couple weeks ago that was surprisingly pretty good, and it wasn't a remake. It was a whole new thing, and it was the movie Us.
Oh, you like that?
I did.
Okay.
It was because the whole twist at the end. It was just
Well, you can't tell us what it was.
no, I'm not. But it was just the whole twist of the movie that you find out at the end, and it was just
Well, I mean, well, right there, Us is. I mean, that was what was fucking what was his goddamn name? The Jordan Peele. That was Jordan Peele film, right?
I think so. From Key and Peele.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I mean, like Jordan Peele is you can tell the guy is a cinephile filmmaker because he's like both of the films he's put out, which have made big splashes, one even won a fucking Oscar, right? Like he's trying to make something new. He knows what he likes, and unlike, for instance, Tarantino, who like Tarantino kind of fucked us up in a little bit. He did a good job on his own, saying, this is the shit I grew up with and I love, and I'm going to make homages to this over and over again.
The whole blood squirt,
and then
that stuff type.
Yeah. No, I mean, like here's the thing. Everyone knows him as a foot fetish freak, but Tarantino, in terms of blood squirts, is that like my friend, my old friend, my old roommate was in Django and Unchained, and when he got shot, when there was a scene in which he had to get shot, the leg shot that he takes, they kept filming it. It was normal squib and then slightly bigger squib and then slightly bigger squib. Now, typically when they do the squib shots with the blood spurts like that, what they do is they put a piece of like rawhide or leather down. Tarantino went with the largest legal squib you can use, and they actually had to form a piece of sheet metal around my friend's thigh so they could set a fucking M80 off on it and blow a blood packet out with that. That's how fucking far that guy goes.
Oh, I know.
But with that, I mean, yeah, and that's the thing is like with Tarantino's love and lust and homages and all the shit that he does, like that's what he does. And then we had a whole bunch of people come out, try and do that. Didn't quite work. But he was still giving some kind of original twist with it because you can smell. It's like when you watch Tarantino film, if you didn't know anything, like if you didn't know who made the film or what it was, like the minute you see Tim Roth doing a scene in a specific way, you know it's Quentin Tarantino giving him that direction because of all of the other times. He's got that style and that flavor. Jordan Peele came onto the scene deciding he wanted to make new kinds of horror films using elements that he knew fucked with you, but that wasn't the hook.
Did you see it?
And that's why. No,
You
I
should
haven't
watch
seen that.
it.
I haven't seen
Yeah,
Us yet.
I want to check it out. I like Quentin Tarantino because he's the only man I know who will convince a bunch of rich people to give him $60 million just so he can say the N-word in a movie. Like that's fucking great, dude. I think that's wonderful. That's the best
Well, and
fucking
he
thing
also-
I've ever heard of in my life.
Well, he also I like him too because he stand like he stands by his art in the purest of ways. Because like he got a question recently about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and they're like, we counted the numbers of female dialogue from your main female protagonist, and this and that, and he's like, yeah, I reject your premise. Like that was his answer. Just like, yeah, no, I reject your premise. It's like, yeah, you know what? Please, Quentin Tarantino, who is too old to give a fuck, and is how many times is he supposed to retire now?
Oh, so many
Yeah,
times.
please tell these fucking people you don't fucking care about their dumb shit
Now, are we
because their
referring?
dumb shit plus Disney gives us Avengers 27.
Whether you think Quentin Tarantino is a genius filmmaker or not, which I don't know how I feel about him. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I don't know how I feel about him. But however it is that you feel about him, you cannot deny the fact that the guy, after making only his second movie, was considered a fucking legend in Hollywood. Now, you might not like him. You might not think that's very deserved, but you cannot deny the fact that it took that motherfucker 2 movies to become a living legend.
You know what? But I still have to stick by one of my favorite cult classics,
Huh.
written by Tarantino. Tarantino was in it. Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was his first one.
Was it?
Yeah, that was his first movie and his
first writing.
His first writing and his first directing. He directed it too. As his very first movie, and his second was Pulp Fiction.
Well, wait, hang on. Where's True Romance fall in that?
No,
Wait.
it wasn't.
What? No, it wasn't?
Maybe. Hold on. Let me go back.
Because I mean, here's the thing about
Maybe I am wrong. I might be wrong.
yeah,
Actually
yeah,
says
well,
1987, my best friend's birthday.
Oh,
written by
wow,
Quentin Tarantino.
come on, shit.
91, Reservoir Dogs, yes. Or
Yeah.
92. 93 was True Romance.
Oh, okay.
And then 94 was
That
Pulp
was-
Fiction. But another
He
one,
didn't- he didn't
Natural
direct-
Born Killers.
He didn't direct True Romance, though.
But Natural Born Killers, he wrote that.
Oh, I know he did.
That was good.
I know he did.
I
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Freaking
Well, no,
to
I mean,
put Woody Harrelson
what
in that
ta-
kind of
what-
role.
He wrote True
What Tar-
Romance and he wrote Natural Born Killers, but he didn't direct either of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what Tarantino gets away with doing, because he does it really well, is he takes the shit that he remembers. And, a lot of people give him shit. It's like, oh, he's just doing homages to the shit he loves. It's more than that. He actually takes the elements that he finds in the movies that he and everyone else loved, and he finds a way to recreate them for the audiences. I mean, honestly, like I'll say Django Unchained and Hateful Eight are, I mean, it's not like we're drowning in westerns, and fuck me, I wish we were, because we could definitely use more westerns.
Yeah.
But those two, I mean, Django Unchained wasn't even a western. It played like one, but he was trying to establish a new genre. He wanted to call it the Southern.
It wasn't a Western.
The
It was
Southern, yeah.
Yeah, it was more of a plantation style.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a
Yeah.
Western.
Pre-Civil War, pre-Civil War
Mm-hmm.
horseback gunslinging in old America. And it's funny because, like, you can look to, the Rooster Cogburn era of, I mean, what was that? True Grit,
Yes.
or any of the, or the new one or the classic. Both of them are fucking amazing.
I like
and
the
any,
new True Grit. It was good.
Oh yeah, if you didn't like the new True Grit, you don't belong in America.
Yeah.
Period.
Jeff Bridges.
That's my deportation line, right? But but I mean, like, we're not drowning in westerns, which we could do with more of them. But I mean, if to set a horseback gunslinging story in the pre-Civil War South, my God. Like, you want an excuse to have gunfights, violence, horror, and, like, human redemption, you will not find a better setting than the pre-Civil War South.
Oh, sure.
Fucking Free State of Jones. Free State of Jones. Have you seen that? Fucking amazing film. McConaughey. Again, my buddy Chris Berry, because he gets all the good roles. Love you, Chris. Hate you, too. Love you, though, but also I hate you.
Right.
Yeah, no, he was brilliant. It was a fucking brilliant film, and it was set during the Civil War, and it's based on a true story about a man who decided I'm not going to give up my crops or my land or my property to this confederacy because they decided they'd have a war, and also this thing I'm carving out. I'm not going to accept anyone being indentured or enslaved in any way. That's
Okay.
a fucking story worth telling. That's a lot better than remaking fucking Home Alone.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree. Well, and the thing that I really like about the more contemporary, in the past decade Tarantino films, Inglourious Bastards and then Django Unchained are the perfect visceral expressions of revenge, and they're the two most unjust and shitty moments in this past. As far as Americans view history, you've got the Holocaust, and then you've got slavery. These are the two main atrocities that we think of all the fucking time, It's very much in our consciousness. So to have like a revenge film based around slavery, fuck yeah. A revenge film based around Nazis, fuck yeah. Like you can't miss.
What
with
about
this? You can't. Like these are perfect
Well,
movies.
it's
what
like
about From Dusk
it's
Till
like
Dawn?
yeah. What's
I
But I
mean,
mean, no, that's a good point though too, Jeff. Because I mean, to think about what made Dances with Wolves such an amazing film? I mean, the cinematography was beautiful. It was
Yes.
wonderfully acted,
Yes.
beautifully written.
Yep.
But the other
I
thing
own it
too
on
is,
Blu-ray.
yeah. But the other thing, it's funny because here in the U.S. we like to say slavery is our original sin. No, it's not.
No.
It was the genocide of the people who were already fucking living here.
Yeah.
And then generations later you get a bunch of red hat dickheads saying, because I fell out of my mother's cunt here, this is mine.
Right.
Really,
Oh,
bud?
yeah.
But no, I mean, but that's it's when you strike to that, because westerns for the longest time and film and cinema for the longest time, it was cowboys and Indians, and the Indians were the savages that were gonna take away the white women and all that shit. And then you get something like Dances with Wolves, which is like, this is the beauty of this culture. This is the absolute, the glory of the nations that were before. Here's a character that you can put yourself in the frame of reference of. So it's a white man on the frontier, and you can see this through his eyes, and then you can go through his journey and realize that was worth defending, and it's a fucking pity no one did.
But
you know what? I felt the exact same way about The Last Samurai.
I felt that same way watching Avatar. I can't wait for the sequel.
But you know what? Going back, you're saying,
I'm so glad you
they
picked up on
said
that.
they said slavery was done and all that, back in the day.
Sure.
I mean, and putting, taking people from their homes and locking them up just because they're a certain race. Look what happened in World War II. The Japanese Americans.
I'm so glad we've not.
Sure.
I'm so glad we're not doing that anymore.
Exactly. I mean, look. I mean, when we went to Iraq, did we go and lock up all the Muslims or all the Iraqis or whatever?
We did not.
No,
we did not.
When we went to war against Germany, did we lock up the Germans in World War II? No.
9.
Why? Why not? Why did the Japanese get locked up?
You know why? Because you looked so different.
Well, this is
That's
it's
why.
what kills me
Of course
about
it's why.
it's what kills me about
And it's
modern
uncomfortable, but it's
cinema.
true.
That's what kills me about modern cinema being such fucking bubblegum
fucked up.
bullshit too. There is no better medium, especially for like an ADD-addled society, that the only time you can get them to pay attention to a thing for more than 20 minutes is a movie. The fact that like Hollywood, in its liberal, progressive, supposed fucking stride, they're gonna stop making movies in Georgia because of the abortion ban, but where are the fucking films about the actual fucking horrors of war?
Right.
All we get for war films are dudes jumping on grenades to show how fucking great them and their 5 o'clock shadows are.
Well,
Tight shot, slow motion camera. Nicolas Cage literally sits on a grenade. He flashes a peace sign. War's hell. Then he's blown into fucking chunky chowder.
Actually, no, you know what? You bring up Nicolas Cage because this is another fucking super underrated movie that really should be on everybody's lips, especially these days. Lord of War.
Yes.
Why the fuck do we not remember that movie? That and honestly too, Nicolas Cage was brilliant in it.
He's great. Yeah, he's really
E-
good.
Everything about it, tip to tip, fucking wonderful, fucking like amazing, fucking heart wrenching movie. Especially when you realize that's basically a fictional representation of the
Love that
actual truth.
The other, I originally when you were saying Nicolas Cage, the one that I thought you were gonna bring up, especially because we've been talking about a lot of war movies, is Wind Talkers.
And I love that movie.
I do too. I really like that movie a lot too. There's some ham-fisted.
It still had the
vibe to it.
racist tendencies to it.
Yeah,
because
it was.
They didn't like, they thought the Native Americans, looked like the Asians, and that's why they didn't like them.
Right. Yeah. I could see that.
Or what they referred to them in the movie as zipperheads.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and it's interesting too. That actor too, Adam Beach, the main Native American guy. He's been in like fucking everything, and I feel
Suicide Squad. I mean, come on.
Oh no, I know. Yeah. He was in Suicide Squad. He played Slipknot. God damn it. God fucking damn it. That movie sucked so fucking bad. But anyway, the thing though that makes me like wince a whole lot. Like I'm not. I get like being woke on movies. I get it. Like, hey, the world is ready for a black blank. I'm like, sure, fine, whatever. I don't give a fuck. It's cool, right? It's fine. Hey, we need more Asian representation film. Like, sure, all right, cool, yeah, fine. As long as it's done well, who cares?
You know what? I'm really tired of the industry getting flooded with all these Bollywood movies, though.
Oh, all the Bollywood, yeah, the Bollywood.
Like
movies are
Netflix,
kind of
you go on
annoying.
Netflix and you start searching and shit, and all you see is all these Bollywood movies.
Yeah, there's
and I'm
a lot of
getting
them.
really tired of it.
There's a lot of them. I think the main thing that's driving me crazy when it comes to the woke thing is when it comes to Native American stuff. It's kind of, I don't know if this is because we don't have as many options because there's not really a whole lot of them left. But it really does feel like there's like 4 or 5 Native American actors, and that's it.
Yeah, and the rest are Mexican.
Yeah. No, you're 100% right. The rest are all Mexican, and they're like, all right. So Johnson, our casting director, we're gonna need a Native American for this role. He's like, okay, well let me break out our list of Native Americans, and he pulls out a fucking like memo,
a post-it note,
like a post-it note. And he's like, well. There's Adam Beach, and then he reads off like 5 names. And they're like,
but go back. There is actually a couple of them that have actually been in quite a few movies. Go back to the.
Oh, to the Wind Talkers?
Actually,
yeah.
What was it? Well, actually, what was moreover than that though? What was it? Frozen? Was it Frozen River? The one with the guy with Hawkeye.
With Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner, yeah.
Yeah, Frozen River.
That had
He's
an
been in quite a few
authentic
movies.
native. Yeah, that had an authentic native cast.
Mm-hmm.
And and the thing was too, I actually like, it was funny because that was another one of those like under the wire, no one paid attention to it movies that was fucking brilliant, because that shit was like that showed like really what the ugly nature of the res really fucking looks like.
Was it Jeremy
Hold
Renner?
on.
It's
What about the one that had Val Kilmer in it, where Val Kilmer was a cop and he had to go to the reservation? What was it called? Blackheart?
Oh, fuck me. Oh my god. Okay.
Look up.
Oh,
Val
that was
Val
on,
Kilmer.
that was on Val
That was a
Kilmer's.
really
That was
good
like
movie.
towards
But
the
that
downside of Val
had,
Kilmer,
no,
wasn't
but
it?
that was a almost strictly Native American freaking.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
You know.
I mean, I could be upset about like Daniel Craig playing a Jew in what
I thought he was a
No, what was
Defiance. It was Defiance.
Defiance, yeah.
No, I wasn't even thinking of Defiance. I was
But I
thinking
could
of
see him more as a German, as a Nazi.
No, I was thinking about the one about the Munich. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Munich,
Daniel-
the bombing.
Yeah, Daniel Craig's played a Jew twice. Like a real Jewy Jew twice.
I thought he was a
once
Jew.
alongside Liev Schreiber, who wants to make sure everyone knows how Jew he is. You know what? I'm fine with that. I don't really care.
I thought
But
he was. Daniel
but
Craig's
for
not a
instance, like
Jew?
when you, huh?
Daniel Craig's not a Jew?
Is he a Jew?
I think he's a Jew, dude.
Thunderheart.
Thunderheart. Yeah.
Ray
yeah,
Lavoie.
There it is. Yeah. I think Daniel Craig's a Jew, man.
That explains his success in Hollywood, then.
Hey, look, for anybody out there, YouTube monitors, he's Jewish. He can say that, so it's okay. It's fine.
Yeah, him laughing about it is a little racist, but it's okay. You know.
I was laughing at something totally different on my screen right here.
I'm Japanese. I'm a minority, so.
That's right. Well, see, we're all under the umbrella protection of the minority in the room. It's fine.
Yeah, I love to like
we have to do that video.
We built this show. We built this show initially out of a shit
WWE?
poster scene.
Yeah. Okay, so me and Mike here, we've had an idea for a long ass time. We're not going to say what it's going to be about. Nope. We've been talking about this for years, but we've been talking about wanting to do a video where I am doing a commentary style reaction video where I'm screaming at the screen at the topic of the video in Japanese, and Mike translates into English for me, which is funny because neither of us actually speak a lot of Japanese, but we both speak some Japanese. Yeah.
I took 2 years when I lived in Okinawa, Japan.
Right. So we're gonna have to find a third person who speaks Japanese to help us with the translation on all this shit.
No, I'm about to gain an executive producer credit to make this video fucking awesome. What you need to do is take English phrases, Google translate them into Japanese, put them back into English, then put them back into Japanese, and then say that.
Oh God, that would.
And then retranslate that.
That would be kind of funny. I don't know, man. I love the idea. I love the idea. Well, here's the thing that we gotta figure out. Should either of us try and do like traditional Japanese garb, or just do like fuck it, whatever? We'll just do like suit and tie. We should just do suit and tie.
That's what you told me. We were gonna do just suit and tie.
Well, no. See, the original idea that I had was that like I was gonna be screaming in Japanese and kind of very Japanesed up, and then you would be like very Westerner, like Jeff says blah 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 blah, like in the most painfully white accent possible.
Well, hello everybody. This is what Jeff said today. You know, he says his penis is about this big. To all you viewers out there, Jeff says he loves you and his penis is this big.
All right. You know,
You getting a little Chinese there.
I know. No, that's the thing though. That's the thing. I like screaming in Chinese more than I like screaming in Japanese. I really do. Just because with Chinese you can make because everything's only 3 letters long, so you can like like you can like you're hammering nails with every syllable.
Think about when people speak French. Even if you're saying "I love you, honey," it sounds like you're fucking yelling at her and want to beat the shit out of her.
That's true. Okay, no,
I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. That's crazy. You're not wrong. Man, I didn't think about it like that. Oh, fuck.
My girls, my teenage daughters, when I yell at them in Japanese, they're just like, oh, we know we're in trouble now. I'm just like, and they're just like, Dad's pissed.
He's talking in the mother tongue. Fuck. Damn it.
I don't know if you can find it. I couldn't find it, but there was a Twitter video going around for a while of this Japanese guy who'd learned fluent English and then decided to compare the languages. And he just sits there. He's like, what the fuck? Because like it's 6, 7, 8 different English terms, words, or phrases are all the same word in Japanese.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
I you know, it's so fuck, man. I really wanted to learn Finnish when I was growing up. All right, here we go. So I really wanted to learn Finnish when I was growing up because my dad spoke Finnish. He lost all of it eventually. just because of various ass reasons. But for a time when he was growing up, he was mildly fluent in Finnish, and he described it to me at one point. And I think here, like, let's just here's Gura.
Finnish compared to other languages. Cinema, Fine, cinema, bio, elokuvateatteri.
Yep.
Volume, volumen, volym, volym, äänenvoima 6.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Su, thu, zu, su, eläintarha.
Yeah.
Sunburn, bronceado, kutsuli, solbränna, auringon polttaamia. Equator, ecuador, equateur, ekvator, päivän tasaaja. 89, 89, 89, 89, 89. 78, 78, 78, 78, 78.
Wow.
Finland, Finlandia, Finland, Finland, Suomi.
Suomi.
Yeah, man. Finnish is really fucking weird. It's a very.
I'd like everyone to take a moment. Yeah, I'd like everyone in the audience though to take a moment to realize that Jeff's dad could never teach him to Finnish because he forgot how.
Oh. Well, no, Jeff's here.
You know what? You know what?
You cannot say the word Finnish around me because I will turn it into a joke because I don't know how to speak Finnish, which is like Finnish. Finnish. Fin. Bushka.
It's Finn. You speak Finn, isn't it?
You speak Finn. Fuck,
it's
man.
Finn, not Finnish. It's Finn. You speak Finn.
I have no answer to anything that he just. Fuck me dead. Wow.
See, this is what
Going
happens
back,
when
we were
you
talking
have a man
about
of-
like Japanese stuff.
you have
something
you
that
have
was
a man
in
of
Seattle.
Russian
Guy, you
descent.
remember that? The guy wielding the samurai sword in downtown
Sword
Seattle.
wielding man is arraigned. Seattle Times newspaper. A man
Look it up. Pull the video up.
Okay. There's a
We're
man
just
with a
we're talking
samurai
about
sword.
you know.
Sure.
Finnish people?
No, not Finnish, but this is something. Yeah, whatever.
Finnish people got no reason. All right. Sorry.
It says guy
Finnish
wielding samurai
people
sword in
got-
Seattle.
Swords in the street.
Yep.
Finnish
right there.
people, they are so super neat.
Stop it. Jesus Christ. This is awful. Oh my god.
This is hilarious.
Oh my god.
This is hilarious.
Is it? Okay. I hope so.
They messed this guy up with fire hoses.
Nice. Let's do it.
Seattle, Washington.
You think you're gonna get me with a water hose? I'm a water bender, bitch.
Causes panic in the heart of the city.
While you spent your life studying the
This is
blade,
it.
I spent my life studying the fire hose.
Well, this is
With
downtown.
a long blade to back it up. This situation could
Man,
easily
Wesley
turn
Snipes is
deadly.
falling on hard fucking times, dude.
SWAT team quickly takes control of the scene.
That's a
They don't
hard
want to
man
shoot him
right
because
there.
that's
They
unlawful
shout at
force.
the deranged
Right,
swordsman
right.
to drop his weapon. But when the
Wesley, we know your
street side
taxes are
showdown
high.
shows signs of
That's no
aggression,
reason to throw your life away. Wesley, put the
officers
sword
know
down.
They have to take action.
Like I said, they don't want to shoot him.
Cops open fire.
Well, that's
But it's
just why they
not
have
bullets
less
they're
than
using.
lethal weapons now.
They're using beanbags.
It's beanbags.
They shoot weebs in the legs.
Oh, they got fucking Wesley Snipes
Man
right
is
in the
repeatedly
balls.
pelted by non-lethal rounds,
Beanbags.
but
Oh,
still doesn't drop his weapon.
don't goad them.
He's like, come on.
SWAT decides on a
American
different tactic.
samurai.
Let's see right here.
Water cannon quickly knocks the
I'll
menace
be
to the
honest, like
pavement.
I want to weep
Then,
right
to
now
make sure
because
he
I
can't
haven't seen
strike
this
officers,
shit
they
since
blind him
the
with
end
tear
of The
gas.
Last Samurai.
And then they tear gas him.
Finally,
Tom Cruise,
takes a
no!
ladder and an animal noose to disarm the man
A ladder and an animal noose.
and end his day of chaos.
But
Your
they water hosed him. They maced him.
Else is injured.
They pinned him down with a ladder and then put a dog noose around him.
Man, that dude's having a bad day. Holy shit. I got shot in the balls, man. I got
And
fucking.
the thing is, too, is well,
Kind of retarded.
given that this is from True TV, I'm guessing that like this guy is probably in prison, so he doesn't have a chance to have a Twitter account with an anime avatar.
Goose Wayne, what are you doing? Come on, man.
Motherfucker, 40 Warhammer 40K is a game, dude.
Oh man.
Somebody posted on there earlier that I have more wardrobe changes than Lady Gaga.
He gets close. He gets close.
Well, because I took this off, went down to my wife beater earlier,
Oh yeah. No,
and then I came back looking all dapper, and you know.
That's right. That's right.
I
Next.
want to see more fucking weird ass psychotic American terrorists terrorizing downtown areas with actual cavalry sabers.
Yeah.
I'm tired of all this katana shit. Get yourself a proper a proper cavalry saber or what's the not a buckler, a buckless? No. What's that?
Cutlass.
Cutlass.
It's a
Yeah,
cutlass.
get a cutlass. Get a cutlass. Everyone will think you're a pirate right up until you start getting fire hosed.
Do you guys do current news?
We're supposed to do the news. Yeah, we're supposed to do the news. Do you want to? Should we do the news now?
How do we feel about what happened
Let's
in
burn.
El Paso? And
Okay. All right.
mean,
Hang on. All
I'm
right.
just, you know,
Let me catch up on this real quick. Let me catch up on this real quick. Enemy Moon says, this is why I'm looking forward to the live-action Gundam movie, because it's a series about war being horrible while selling candy-colored robot models. Give me a gritty war movie using 18-meter fuck-off robots, legendary films. Sieg Zion! And I got your Japanese teacher right here. I'm probably not going to play that. Probably not. I don't know. Let me look at it.
This is the guy I was talking about.
It's probably.
But
let me see.
I'll offer this. I've been a big fan, and if anybody's like looking for actual intelligent political commentary that isn't just fucking Sargon saying white supremacy is a hoax, check
You know what?
out Bo.
No. Hang on.
Check-
Stop. Stop
I'm
right
in the
there.
middle. No, I'm in the middle of a point.
Fuck. Damn it.
Check out Bo of the Fifth Column, because he brought up an interesting point recently in the last couple of days, which pointed out that his specialty, he claims, is political violence, and he says that with
Yes.
the check boxes you would normally do to establish a political violent act, mass shooters don't match up really well to them. But what they do match up to well is serial killers, which in the 1980s and 90s there was like 140 something active serial killers that the FBI was profiling,
Right.
and the rate of them have dropped, but the numbers of mass shooters have increased, but they check the same boxes.
Yeah. they do.
Curious thing, isn't it?
The reason the reason why I got really exuberant there for a second is because like there's been a thing for a long time where I have very specifically wanted to not say anything necessarily negative about Sargon, because he was a friend of mine for a long time, and I still kind of really don't want to, except
you don't talk no more.
no, we really don't talk anymore. But what he said recently is fucked up. It's fucked up, dude. And as much as I
No, it ain't. It's perfectly fucking in line with the shit he does. Let's be fucking honest
I know,
with
but
ourselves.
It's too far. It's too far. It is too far for me. I maybe that line was crossed way before for you, and I get that. I feel it. I understand, man. I understand. But like this one's my line. Like, and I'm, dude. I have to.
Let's play the clip so people. Let's play the clip so people know what we're talking about.
All right.
Yeah,
Funny.
because I'd hate for him to be. I'd hate to be labeled a dirty smear merchant.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and let me point out while he loads this up too, Last time I saw the dude in person was actually at a Proud Boy rally being held in Massachusetts at Concord. It was a Proud Boy rally where he was an invited speaker. A whole bunch of people showing up in English-style helms and Deus Vult kind of bullshit. And guess what? Guess who one of the biggest fans there was? An actual Franco fucking fascist. We can stop pretending that this shit isn't fucking real now. And I'm not going Vadim Newquist on your ass.
No,
I
know.
invented fucking Kekistan.
This is officially too fucking far. So just listen to this.
Tucker Carlson is right. What the white supremacy problem in America is indeed a hoax perpetrated by the left. Tucker Carlson is right.
The white supremacy problem is a hoax, and it was invented by the left. Okay. Like, again, like, I really do not want to be a political guy. I don't want to be jumping into this culture war. I want nothing to do with it. But, you know, honestly, like, it gets to a point where you've been trying to dodge it for so fucking long, and then somebody says something so mind-fuckingly goddamn stupid, you have to be like, actually, no, dude, no. Wow, no, fucking no, you're wrong, dude, you're wrong.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but you're wrong.
Here's the thing, there's been a bit of catch-up that's had to be done, because you know what, honestly, like, back in the day, calling out social justice crazies and batshit feminists was something that was still on the fringe. And when people who had legitimate observations and gripes, such as myself, observed this shit and found other people actually saying the same thing, a lot of people felt, wow, I'm not just this crazy person screaming in the middle of a dark wood.
Right.
But then, over time, loads of these people who supposedly became fucking heroes because they were speaking this truth and it was resonating with people who were kind of seeing what they were talking about, have over and over and over and over again proven themselves to be simpleton, half-wit charlatans. Well, what do we have? We got Milo. Yeah, we got Milo. Milo's a good example. We got Dave Rubin. That's another one. Holy shit. What else? Oh, obviously, we got the fucking Sargon. Oh, now we got Tim Pool, too. The guy who's like, I just want things to be peaceful. By the way, do you know there's a second civil war coming? Holy shit, I'm going to put out 12 fucking videos about a second civil war. Then a series of mass shootings are going to happen. Then a bunch of public beatings are going to fucking happen. Oh, but no, yeah. Oh, there's a second civil war coming. It's not me ginning you up on it. These people are fucking charlatans. And I'm just putting this on the fucking record right now. These people are fucking charlatans. And yeah, there's a case to be made against a radical left. The Social Democrats, who I made fun of on midweek.
Sure.
Brilliant fucking case to be made against them. That does not mean that simpleton fuckwits like Paul Joseph Watson or Carl of Swindon should be given any level of respect or reverence simply because they can say something that placates or affirms a deep-seated notion within you because they say it with a nice accent or they have a big following. This is why shit is going crazy. This is why we're losing the fucking plot. This is why things are getting worse.
I get it.
We are all disconnected. And if we don't fucking push through this bullshit, we are done as a society, and there is no saving the West.
The main reason why I'm frustrated with like the whole there's no such thing as white supremacy, it's a hoax thing. It's like what you were bringing up. You know, we had these mass shootings that happened recently. One was true.
At a Walmart.
Huh?
At a Walmart.
Yeah,
And then the other one was just on the city streets.
Yeah, there was one dude who was kind of a leftist dude. He didn't kill anybody because of leftist ideals. He killed people because he was a fucking maniac. But there was a dude who legitimately wrote a manifesto who wanted to massacre people because of a white supremacist fucking idea, because of a white supremacist fucking position. And the thing is that this clip that we played for you tonight from Sargon, he recorded that after that fucking massacre. After this dude legit straight up said, I'm doing this to defend my homeland against the invasion of a bunch of Mexicans.
For
Interesting,
fuck's sake,
thing is-
dude, he hung out with millennial woes and joked about the fact that Heather Heyer might have died from a fucking heart attack. We need to be well past the point in which we can say Sargon is a disingenuous right-wing piece of shit who will feed his audience every ounce of bullshit he can simply to get those clicks, in the same way that when he sat in a conversation with you and I telling us that we need to back Dave Rubin on his new grift simply because he lost 110 grand, and that's what fucking mattered.
I
I'm
understand.
fucking done pretending that these fucking people are okay. And
I
worse
understand.
still, dude, we have this fucking shooting in El Paso, right? You know what? That wasn't motivated by white supremacy, honestly. White supremacy was the vehicle by which this disenchanted, disconnected, weirdo fuckwit could find a way to feel fucking powerful. And he gets empowered when he hears people give him some kind of cause. It can be any fucking cause. I don't care if it's fucking Antifa. I don't care if it's white fucking supremacy. When we have a society right now where we all disconnected and we make our social fucking connections through YouTube and Twitch and Facebook and Twitter and all of this other shit, and that's how we are supposed to connect with other human beings, can we be surprised that radical fuckwits, people espousing dog shit from Alex Jones all the way to the highest Antifa leader you can fucking think of, can inspire people who are lonely, desperate, and feel that the world doesn't fucking give a shit to go out and kill people so that they can matter for once in their fucking lives? You know what? We can't lay this entirely on the feet of fucking anything, which is why it's fucking frustrating.
No,
But
for
the
me,
flat
it's
fact
just
of the fucking matter
selfishness.
is these people. The flat fact is these fucking people are banking out on selling horseshit ideology, telling people not to think too deeply, just buy into this notion that there's an enemy. It's a foreigner. It's a brown person. It's a person with a different religion. It's a person with a different ideology. And they're all the fucking same, left or fucking right. I don't care. But the fact is we are a disaffected, disconnected fucking society who have been trained to disbelieve and distrust mainstream media and instead go to sources which affirm our beliefs, so much to the point where psychotic maniacs think it's perfectly okay to murder innocent people in the fucking meantime. I am over this. Well, you know, we used to like him, he's okay kind of shit. No, if I fucking see people feeding bullshit to people who, in this sense, could be receptive to these fucking messages and they can't fucking realize it, at the very best, that makes them stupid and fucking ignorant. And I'm fucking done. I'm done putting up with apologies for this shit.
I get it.
I'm fucking finished putting up with apologies for this bullshit.
This is how to say I take a bath with my mom in Japanese.
さて、そろそろ答え合わせといくか。まず、お前のマスクを外すんだ。そこで一つ目の答えが明らかになる。ふん、いいだろう。股間分待ってたぜ。チンチンカウンター。やっぱりな。お前のマスクはお前の中にある変態衝動を抑制する。そしてお前は左手で押さえつけるようにマスクをつけていた。おそらく効果をより高めるためだろうけどな。
Anime Moon, what did you do to us? What the fuck, man? This is all Anime Moon's fault. We were on a fucking roll feeling very vibed out, and then... Why'd you have to do that, Anime Moon? That's terrible.
No, but going, staying on topic, I think that all these guys that are out doing these mass shootings, it's not for anything in particular. I think it's more personal reasons. It's just because they feel wronged or violated or something, and they have to go out and do something to show, oh my God, I was violated, so I'm going to violate everybody else.
We've got this culture, this really interesting culture where when somebody expresses this kind of opinion where they're like, hey, I feel disaffected, I feel disconnected, this sort of thing, that sort of thing, but maybe they're white, or maybe they're male, or maybe they're whatever. People tend to be like, well, we don't really care how you feel. Kiss my ass and just suck it up because you have privilege. And this kid might be fucking poor. He might be poor, might be part of a broken ass family. Maybe his parents fucking beat him. And then society tells them that, well, you are supposed to have a great, easy life just because of, like, this arbitrary distinction. And that's not fair. Like, it makes sense that so many people fall in line with somebody who promises all of the answers. Somebody like Sargon or other right-wing reactionary types, that sort of thing. Like, it makes sense. It makes sense that kids fall into this kind of thing.
But people sit there and try and blame it on video games. They blame it on social media. They blame it on media. They blame it on movies.
It doesn't
No,
make any sense.
it's not.
Beyond that, it making sense is not enough.
No, but
Here's
you
the problem.
You got to look at the home life.
Why it makes sense. Why this shit makes sense is the fucking problem. It's the central fucking problem. How is it most of us communicate with our closest friends these days?
Our phones.
Yeah.
Our phones. Through texts. And, well, not even maybe through texts, but usually through messenger services. It's nothing that you actually have to
Facebook,
sit there
Instagram,
and
Snapchat.
experience. Yeah, you don't actually have to sit there and when you say something to someone, experience the visceral human fucking reaction that comes out of them as a result of what you said. And we have now an entire fucking generation of people. Their main mode of communication with their friends is this. And then we're surprised that people find it so easy to dehumanize other people when they've spent all of their time alone, especially the fucking loners. When they sit there and listen to people talk about how these people are the enemy, these people are the enemy, those people are the fucking enemy. And then they think you know what? I'm meaningless in this world. You know what? I could make a big mark in this world because at the same time, this same media that I'm ingesting has been telling me the only way I can actually have value is that if I can be notorious. I can't be rich. I can't be famous. I can't show off my yacht or my cars. I can't have Shane Dawson do a fucking special about how my mental derangement led me to fucking fame. You know what I should do? I should go murder a bunch of people. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Then I'll leave a poorly worded manifesto, a jarbled bunch of fucking tweets. And that'll explain my motivations for murdering innocent people because I don't even know what a human being is.
But at least they left a mark.
You know, and they keep spouting the fact that white supremacy, this was our country. You know what? If you go back into history and you look back, I mean, like way back, Native Americans actually have ties to Asians. Because when the Aleutian Land Bridge was still there, the Asians actually walked across that and populated what is now the U.S. And that's where the Native Americans came from.
About 70,000 years ago.
Here's a fun little
so think about
thing
it. The Asians.
Well, here's a fun thing to consider, right? One of the biggest defenses for religion is that it helps people. Now, what do so many recovering junkies or people who have hit the bottom and found their way out, what is it that generally tends to sustain them? Oh, it's religion. Now, this isn't to say that adopting religion is a good thing, but it's because that when people are at their fucking lowest, they need something to cling on to. Now, religion, ideology, whatever it is, it gives them a sense of purpose and a sense of self. And when they get that, especially if they're still all alone and all they've got is some talking head on their computer screen or their phone, well then, yeah, that ideology, it's going to become the centerpiece of their life because they've got nothing else. It's not, this is the thing. You know what? White supremacy, I heard it on MSNBC, I think. I saw a clip when they were talking about Trump. And they were saying white supremacy, racism, hate, and all this shit.
Sure.
Trump is not the cause of this shit. He's a symptom.
Oh!
And the truth is that, like, ideology is not the cause. It's a fucking symptom. It's a symptom of disaffected people who have nothing to believe in.
The thing is, though, is that he's brought it back out into the open and made it seem like it's okay to act like this, to treat people like this, to do this.
Yeah.
It's not saying that he is the cause, but when, I'm sorry, your father is one of the head guys of the Ku Klux Klan, I'm sorry, he's a head Klansman. His father was for a long time. It's just saying, by me being here, I'm okaying this.
Yeah, no, but here's the thing: is like the
feel
fever to an illness. It's not the fever; it's the illness. Donald Trump is a symptom. This rise in white nationalism and in ideological fervor and craziness across the fucking board. It is a symptom of a bigger, deeper problem that nobody has the time because they're constantly flicking on their phones on Facebook and Twitter to
Right.
actually stop and think about. And what that fucking problem is, in my opinion, is the society that we have created via social media, via constant communication. That's where we're at. And
how many-
and this shit's just cropping up because people are so disconnected from each other. They cannot understand the concept of common humanity.
I get that.
Look at the immigration crisis, right? One of the most disgusting things I saw. That guy, he lived in the U.S. since he was 6 months old. ICE deported him to Iraq. He died there. You go look at that article, half the fucking comments under it, especially on Twitter, because people are just going to rattle off their fucking opinions without thinking about them, is, yeah, that's sad, but no, I'm sorry. There is no but. It is just sad. And whatever fucking facilitated the death of an innocent man is inexcusable. But people come up with justifications for it because they need a thing to grasp onto. I'm a nationalist. I'm a classical liberal. I am whatever the fuck label you want to put on that shit. If your label, if your fucking label enables you to dehumanize another person to the point where their death is but it's sad, but you have lost the fucking plot, and you are exactly why everyone from Pol Pot to Stalin to Hitler managed to have the kind of armies and backing they fucking have.
Okay, look at this. Look at the fact that all these I'm not going to say riots, but all these gatherings and all these groupings of white supremacists now are happening. Rallies, yeah.
Sure.
But when the natives want to speak out, they send a police action to their reservation to stop them. What's wrong with that picture?
And most people don't even know that that's actually a thing. That is 100% a thing.
I know, but what's wrong with that picture? It's the same thing. They're just speaking out for what they believe and how they feel.
Well, yeah, but they're fighting against an actual power structure. That's the thing. The natives, they want to stop pipelines. They want to stop the environment being destroyed. They want to preserve their culture. Meanwhile, fucking Exxon, fucking Keystone Pipeline bullshit. Everybody who's got money. And this is how they fuck us, guys. This is how they fuck us.
These rallies are talking about white pride,
Yeah.
Let's, get rid of all the color in the U.S. and turn America white. America didn't start white. America was never white from the beginning.
Never was.
And the worst fucking part of it, honestly, too, right? Is like, so you've got the hard right who are saying, well, we're supposed to be white and Christian, and we're going to fight for that because we're too stupid, busy, and disaffected to understand there's something deeper going on. Those are the easy saps. What breaks my heart is honestly watching the left lose the fucking plot. Because they're like, this is about toxic whiteness. Instead of the fact that, like, no, we're supposed to be fighting against the corporate fucking oligarchy that owns our fucking government. They put a reality TV show star as the fucking president. And you've got a bunch of people supporting them. And all you can say is, it's just toxic masculinity, point of personal privilege. No, you're not going to win that way. You're going to win by actually going out and finding the fucking the native peoples, the original tribes who are facing down fucking water hoses and rubber fucking bullets. That's how you're going to oppose the system. But nobody can be bothered.
That I should be let off the leash on the pipeline thing. I don't think you guys really want me to get off the leash on the pipeline thing. I don't think so.
We'd be here for days.
I mean, no. Actually, I would be very succinct. But you wouldn't like to. You don't want to hear what I have to say. It's not something anybody wants. Nobody actually wants to hear any of that. It's an unfortunate aspect of the truth.
We need to move. We need to move our natural resources, but there's different ways to do it.
Oh no,
not putting a complete freaking eyesore from fucking Canada all the way down almost to Mexico. I'm sorry. There's a better fucking way to do it.
Look, you're gonna get no argument from me. I think that we should absolutely put more money into more sustainable resources. I don't like the idea of oil pipelines. I think that shit's fucking antiquated and dumb, and we got to leave it behind as we move
and they
into
burst
the
all
future.
the time and poison water supplies and
Sure, yes.
destroy natural resources.
No, listen. I am with you. I am 100% with you. I find this outdated, irresponsibly used technology that doesn't need to be there anymore. But here's the problem. One of the main problems that you always have, especially when it comes to things like Native American issues, and this is going to be an unfortunate thing that most people don't want to hear, is that the Bureau of Indian Affairs is one of the most corrupt fucking organizations in the entire fucking country, and that includes the executive branch.
Because they're paid off by the whites.
No, it's got nothing to do with that. No, it's worse than that. It's all about who controls money, who controls influence, who controls resources. The BIA is a massively corrupt organization solely because it is a very small microcosm of a larger system of financial and fiscal control that we see all over the place with like the top 1% of America. That is very easily translatable to how the BIA actually functions. So there's massive amounts of corruption all around the fucking place when it comes to things like reservations, when it comes to things like land use and how they deal with like lawyers and all this kind of shit. It's fucking crazy. For me to say...
But look over the years also how, they were given a giant portion of land, said, yeah, this is your land, this is your reservation.
Yes.
And then it's gone from this to this.
That's
a
problem. No, that's a problem.
This.
That's absolutely that's a separate issue altogether, though. Look, I'm never gonna argue that the native tribes didn't get a shit deal, and that we don't owe them an insane amount, and we absolutely do. But I will always have the caveat. But the BIA is one of the most corrupt fucking organizations in the fucking country. It's awful. When you see pictures of kids on reservations, you'll go and you'll see these pictures of kids on reservations. These kids are barely fucking educated. Their schools are drastically fucking underfunded, and that tribe has a massive multi-million-dollar fucking casino that's generating massive amounts of money, tax fucking free.
And think about
all the fucking time this happens all over the fucking country, and these kids they can't even get fucking school books.
Not to mention all the tobacco products they sell, all the fireworks they sell. Come on.
What the fuck?
And to bring it
where
back,
does that money go? Where does that money go?
Well, and to bring it fucking back though, this is what broke my fucking heart about the left, which is why I left the professional left in the first place.
Sorry, I got heated.
Is because it's all about no, you had a fucking right to be heated, and that's the point. Is like we've got a right wing which will follow any fucking leader so long as they own the libs. It's the party of Charlie fucking Kirk at this point. Now on the left, you've got them. Everything is about race and gender now. It's all about identity. It's not about who is actually fucking who and how they're doing it. Because if it was, we would still be fighting moneyed fucking interests. The kind of shit like we hear about children who are barely educated. You know what? Manchester Public Schools here in good old New Hampshire, one of the whitest, most wealthy fucking states in the country, its biggest city, its children are being underserved to a gross degree. And why? Because we're more interested in selling luxury condos and making it a vacation spot.
Oh, yeah.
There is a lifestyle obsession here in the United States which thinks that it is all about making money. That's why we don't actually measure the economy by the consumer price index or actual buying power, but by how the fucking stock market is doing. Meanwhile, the left is too busy saying that if Indian reservations are are all kinds of fucked up, well, that's just the white man's fault. Oh, what's wrong? What's wrong with the country? Oh, it's white males, white privileged males with all of their. We are in a fucking death spiral. I am at a point personally, because I'm having to deal with a lot of the blowback of these fucking effects myself.
Sure.
To a point where I am almost becoming an accelerationist. I almost want to see it burn. I want to see it get worse, because every attempt that has ever been made to make it better has been pushed back upon by both the left and the right, because it's chock full of fucking imbeciles who get their news from Twitter.
I feel that, dude. I feel that 100%. All right, so this has got to be the end. Larry Kubiak says, "Here's a slightly comedic view on what was discussed by the great Stuart Lee. By the way, I agree with Nick. Fuck those ideologue grifters, but I refuse to let them mind space. Let them crawl in a hole and stay there." I agree, man. I agree. Let's check this out.
But we've turned away, it would seem to me, from the wider world.
We'll get going.
Everyone's looking inwards, back through their own boundaries, back through their own borders. And you have to pay for everything now. And nothing comes for free. Except the last U2 album. Whether you wanted it or not, like the Trojan virus. And I don't really know what I'm supposed to say to any of you now, because you all live in a reflecting hall of digital mirrors made of Facebooks and Twitters and Snapchats and Instagrams and Deliveroos and selfies and WhatsApps. You're the kind of people who were run over by a bus because you were crossing the road whilst looking at a bus timetable app. And they say you shouldn't keep dolphins in concrete tanks because the endless sound of their own sonar bouncing back at them eventually drives them mad, like someone locked in an aluminium-lined cell, listening to an endless loop of every ill-considered 2 a.m. tweet they ever sent out. And that is you. You are the mental dolphins of now.
That's my aesthetic.
Inward-looking, self-obsessed people with no attention span, hurling yourselves fatally out of your tanks in the self-inflicted wounds of your imagined democratic choices. And it's no surprise to me that you've all gone mad. Because you've all got phones on you all the time, haven't you? With cameras. And you all take photos all the time, don't you, of your face. Over and over again. Your face, your face, your face, your face. Why? Surely you all know what your own faces look like now. And your entire online digital history is just an endless succession of images of your face, obscuring an endless succession of things that are all more interesting than your face. Here's me at Stonehenge. Here's me at the Taj Mahal. Here's me at the Deacon Blue reunion concert. And I don't know what I'm supposed to say to you or what anyone is supposed to say to anyone, because nothing that anyone could ever have to say could possibly be as interesting as the ongoing, moment-by-moment documentation of your entire lives. And so, when I look at this painting, Caspar David Friedrichs, 1818, German romantic masterpiece, Wanderer above a sea of fog. I see a man like me 200 years ago now, looking out into the world and trying to make sense of it and his place in it, instead of just using it as a backdrop for his own narcissism. But this is you now.
I think that is a perfect way to end this show.
I agree. Well, the Asian sensation has to say bye-bye. So, bye-bye, everybody, to the Asian sensation. And to you, everyone out there, you beautiful, beautiful mutants. We leave on a fantastic notion by Stuart Lee. It might have gotten a little bit heavy, but you know what? Maybe sometimes we need to be heavy. Maybe every now and then we need to get thumped upside the fucking head. We've been your late night saints. We'll see you next time. All right. Bye, everybody.